I've switched us live. We'll, yeah. Let's look
Wait,
at
where's the other bloke?
I believe the dwarf is drinking probably at the moment. He'll be. I think he said he's at a birthday party or something. Yep.
Being a dwarf.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So last time we had just started out going across the Frostway with Fox Crew, the Frost Wardens that had offered to take you off ahead in advance to try and cut down the journey somewhat, and also to further their ends, which were to try and find out what had happened to the rest of the missing Frost Warden crews. You'd started off initially popping into one of the stone cairn havens, which you learned had been dotted throughout the Frostway by the Frost Wardens as little stores of supplies, as well as good spots to rest out storms and things like that. You'd started, so you marched out across a cruisy day and ended up at the next shelter, which was the Blackrock shelters, a bunch of like refurbished caves. Here there were a bunch of refugees that wanted to head back to Point Blackrock because of families and so on. Valoran convinced them that it's probably a death sentence, as you knew that there were many soldiers still to come, and convinced them that probably carry onwards. And also, why don't you get good at sharpening stakes and branches and throw yourselves into the fight if it happens to come upon them? And a few of the ringleaders were persuaded and said that they would help convince the rest. It was here that the Frost Wardens, the Fox crew, said that they wanted to push on forwards, so you had left with them. And also that evening, Kai invoked a ritual to meet with this elusive goddess that he had lost contact with for some weeks, and was able to actually break free from the hold that this other dark goddess had on him, and found himself directly speaking with the goddess Saluna, while at the same time blessing one of the refugees, the only one who was interested in actually hearing more about these heretical gods, I suppose. And she changed her mind and became Kai's first devotee. You left the next day out into the storm, cutting through the Frostway, and the next day, I guess, found a bunch of different interesting features along the way. There's a giant archway. Along the way, you did notice there was a big cave that appeared to have been recently broken from the side of the mountain, and the Frost Wardens that you were with. See, that was very strange because they'd never seen that before. And upon investigation, you found this large cavern inside that was scorching hot, and within it, there was another one of these massive, big, shimmering cracks in space, below which was a large egg, from what appeared to be, from what you could see. Lots of side tunnels in here, all of sort of unnatural rounded size. And you decided not to investigate and said, get the fuck out, because looked like something was living here. And fair enough, because just later on that day, or it might have been the next day, while you were traveling down through some gorge, one of the Frost Wardens, I believe Stella or Dane, noticed there were a bunch of odd-looking shapes down in the ice and the snow, and turns out there were dozens, if not hundreds, of frozen bodies covered with scattering of snow and ice. An absolute killing field. One of the bodies was identified to be Vera, the leader of the wolf crew who had been missing. And so, as Dane was placing a memorial bell, which you had heard a few nights earlier was the tradition of the Frost Wardens to place upon the site of a fallen Frost Warden as memory for a memorial, the bell started ringing, indicating that something was rumbling its way towards you. And as you started to flee to try to get away from the area, erupting from the ice all around you were 3 giant frost worms called Remohars, taking you into battle. It was a bit of a spicy one. They gave off a lot of heat. Kai was chomped a bunch of times, nearly brought to death a few times, and swallowed ultimately and taken underground. Luckily, just as the adult that had swallowed you was on its last legs, your spiritual guardians, these sort of celestial visages of fallen comrades and friends that you knew, was just enough damage to slay it, and you found yourself trapped literally in the belly of the beast, down underground in a cave. With a bit of effort, however, we managed to dig you up and get you out of there. And so why don't we pick up right there as you are brought up onto the surface of this sort of icy gorge. Your last legs, Sella is also struggling. She's taken a few hits. But there you all are, surviving, making it out of here, and I'll pass it over to you guys if you want to do anything in this immediate aftermath of the fight.
As I'm bleeding, I attempt to ritual cast Liamon's tiny hut so that we have a safe space to regroup.
Okay, cool. Kneel down, and after 10 minutes or so, the sphere of energy just appears, the snow sort of just scattering off the top of it. As you're doing that, the other two Frost Wardens just start kind of looking around. They're sort of poking around the bodies and stuff like that, trying to investigate to actually see what happened. Yeah, Liza says, well, at least you hear her say to Dane, like, it's very strange. It's very strange, isn't it? Why would they be this far inland? What were they thinking? What was Veyra up to? Dane just sort of shakes his head. I couldn't imagine. This is a bit off course, probably, you surmise. Normally, they would be closer down to the coastline, not up here in the mountains.
There's a lot of dead Empire here as well.
Yeah. Mostly all, yeah. Apart from the body of Liza. Oh, sorry, Veyra.
Speaking of the Frost Wardens, I'm guessing this is the Imperial force that went out.
Yeah, looks like some of them.
Some, not all, or is it hard to tell?
Yeah, they were going over in groups of a few hundred. Sometimes some of the groups went out were close to 1,000, to be honest, so it doesn't look like it's all of them.
How many groups of the Empire have you guys helped get over towards Valnoran?
Oh, it's been dozens now at this point, I think, over the past few weeks and months.
So potentially 10,000 soldiers you've helped get across from Point Blackrock.
Yeah, it's probably close to about that, yep.
This is going to be fun when we get there.
Must be a hell of a resistance to hold that off.
You will recall, long time ago, there was the estimate that you had heard the rumors, people saying that the army that had been viewed moving across the plains was about 10,000.
Well, if this wasn't the entire Empire contingent, then maybe one or two of you Wardens did get away as well. Otherwise, we're going to be finding a few more Empire bodies out there in the ice.
Get away as in you want us to go and scout around, have a look?
No, maybe they got away. The Wardens that were with this crew, if there was any extras.
I hope so. At this point, Kai, your dome appears, and everyone can sort of bundle in get a bit of shelter.
I noticed that some of us were hurt pretty bad. I'm pretty hurt. I think I'm gonna. Should we try and take a short rest in the dome?
What time of the day is it?
Afternoon. And saying this, Liza will just say, it's probably better we don't wait for too long. Don't know if there's any more out there. We should probably just get moving on to the next shelter.
Killing one of these things, what do you call them?
We call them frostworms, but I believe their real name is remoihas.
I'll just call it a frostworm. Do they have anything special about them? Like just coming, like being able to dispatch them? Do they have any materials we should take with us if we quickly cut them up or something?
Did you want to go and have a little look around, a bit of an investigation?
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind trying to make some armor out of their tough scales or whatnot. Whatever I could find.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Why don't you just roll an investigation check then to see what you can find. And roll it with advantage. I think saying this, Sella is probably quite curious as well, actually, to poke around. She's fascinated into these sorts of things. Okay. What do you find? So there are tons of like claws and tusks and stuff like that you can find if you wanted to have a go at pulling them off. If you wanted to go and grab things like their hearts and eyes, potentially, there would be fire glands that you can find, but they would probably be really hard to get out. And also, as you're poking around, I assume you probably would want to go down and look inside the big one underground. Digging around in there, you notice, like sort of as you're going past the big hole in the side that you had burst out earlier, now that you're coming back and you're sort of more fresh and not desperately trying to escape, you notice there's like some, objects and materials and stuff like that in there that it looks like it's probably swallowed at some point. And you can see there are, a few bits of items. There's like some broken swords and some bows and things like that. You do see a nice pair of boots in there, actually, that, leather with bits of fur along the top. They look very warm and in pretty remarkable condition, considering they've just been swallowed by a giant beast.
Ooh, I pick those up and put in my pack to ask Donda to have a look later.
Yeah.
Since we're low on time. But while I'm down there, could I pull out my glowy dagger and like cut off some legs, I suppose, and maybe some of its skim some of its plates, like belly plates off?
Scales? Yeah, definitely. So do you want to take let's start with the scales. Roll a survival check to see how much you can get. Oh, nice. nice.
I get a lot of scales.
Yeah. On a huge creature like this, the DC was 15. So you can very deftly slice off as many scales as you think you can carry. Or as you would like to carry, I guess. Also, bearing in mind that it will take time, though.
Just enough to make like a chest piece. Like if I were to make a what's it called? A breastplate. That's all I wanted. It enough to make a breastplate. And I guess its scales are pretty big because it's a gargantuan.
You can find like bigger ones and smaller ones. You can probably find a good mixture or something like that. If you want to have bits of the plate that is more dexterous. You don't want to just have like two giant big scales to
no,
cool. So why don't you say you can grab sort of like 20 to 30 pounds or something like that of them?
All right.
All right, that's all I do.
All right, that's all I do. All right, that's all I do. All right. 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 All right, that's all I do. 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 All right, that's
I am adding the Flow Rider boots to the bag of holding if you don't want to put them into yours at the moment.
Sure, go for that.
Flow rider boots?
The
What?
boots with the fur is how you described them.
Is that called a flow rider boot?
I just know they're furry boots, warm furry boots.
Oh, there you go.
Flow Rider by T-Pain.
Bro,
Apple bottom boots, apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
I get you now. I swear I thought you said it was an actual D&D item.
I am woefully not up with anything.
Give me
to
a
do-
minute. I'll just send you the link later.
Okay. Oh, great. All right, cool.
It's only a 15-year-old song.
Yep.
Well, that would probably explain it. Yeah, I don't really listen to modern music. All right, nice. As you're sort of going, like you can see the Frostwarden starting to get a bit impatient, and they're clearly starting to want to move on. They go over to the body of Vera and pay their last respects, and you can just see them sort of take a moment and then lead their way back up the gorge, up deeper into the mountains along the way that you're heading. And you're free to all follow along unless there's any last bits and pieces you wanted to do. Otherwise, we can.
Yeah, the soldiers that are all dead. How, like, are they frozen solid, or are they just like dead and there's a light layer of snow on them?
Yeah, why don't you roll a survival check just to see how in detail you can figure this out.
Do you need help? Does someone want to help him?
Yeah, I mean, there's maybe there. Roll again with advantage. Or just roll one more time, I should say. Okay. The world wants you to roll a 10. It doesn't look like that this was fresh. It looks like maybe a few days, maybe a week old, something like that. So clearly the snow and the ice is sort of like piled up on them. The bodies are in a mixture of disarray. Some are like missing limbs. Some of them look like they maybe have got burn scorch marks on them. They clearly look like they've been killed by these worms.
Yeah, so I can't get to like their packs or any of their gear or anything like that.
There's bits and pieces probably strewn around that you could dig through, but on a 10 you probably wouldn't find anything super valuable. Probably just the same sort of traveling supplies, and
I'm specifically looking for like a dozen arrows or something like that. I just want to top up my arrow stockpile.
Yeah. All right. I'll leave you roll one more investigation. No, all good.
No, if I can't, I can't.
Yeah, now that I know that you're looking for something specific.
Yeah, I'm literally just looking for arrows.
Okay, cool. Good. Do an investigation then. I thought you were meaning more trying to just determine the state and the nature of the bodies. Yeah.
No. Arrows ideally, but goodies would be good, but arrows is what I was looking for.
Yeah. Plenty of broken arrows. Lots and lots of soldiers have bolts, but you do find a few that have arrows. Maybe you find about 15 spread across several different people.
Cool. Pick them up. Wave at Arendor. You want any of these?
Oh, why not?
Yeah, I'll throw him 7 and I'll put 8 in my pack.
Cool.
I yell out, if there's any broken ones, I can fix them later.
I think I've got enough for now.
Cool. The Frostwardens call out and say, we need to go before nightfall. The Isle is not much further. And so you carry onwards. The rest of the day, the storm is still blowing into your face, still bitterly cold, but with a vigor. The Frostwardens lead you up through the mountains and down out a little bit further across some of the sea ice to a little isle you can see, a wee off the way. You wouldn't expect to normally go out here because it feels kind of a bit off the beaten track, but once you get there and they lead you up around a side trail, there is an entrance towards the top of this little isle that goes down into this sort of hollowed out area. It's massive inside, like maybe 50 to 100 feet wide across, almost perfectly circular. and it's kind of warm and cozy in here. The roof is open above, but sort of the ice and the walls of this sort of stone, this icy stone island here, reach up high enough that the wind itself doesn't get in very far, and it ends up being a really, really comfortable and neat place to rest for the evening. They call this the Hollow Isle, and it's a good spot for really, really resting for multiple days if you wanted to. Lots of supplies here, and well protected as it's off the beaten track. As they come in and you sort of pile in behind them, you see very quickly the Liza just sprints out ahead of you across the opening once you get inside, to, as you can see, near the center there's a burning fire and there's a person lying there beside the fire. She kneels down and immediately starts trying to just figure out what's going on with this person. They're asleep, they're clearly not responding. And as you start to gather up around them, you can see there's a man here, young, wiry. He's got like quite close cropped to his head, black hair, but currently unconscious. And you can see scars, just gashes, up, in his shoulders, and got a few cuts on his face, and he's almost shivering. Liza calls over to Mira. Mira, come quickly. It's Callan. Sorry, Sella is who she calls to. Sella rushes over and you can see her, putting her hands down, starting trying to heal him.
Do you need help?
Yeah, please, anything you've got, anything you can. He's close to death.
Kai, you're pretty messed up. You have a rest.
No, I will.
And I'll put my hands on him and pump a level 2 cure wounds into him.
Yeah, nice. You can see some of the scars start to naturally close up, and his shivering subsides a bit. Great.
As I see that happen, I enter my chalice form.
Oh, yeah.
And I also pump a healing word into... Oh, no. Yeah, no, healing word, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Into the guy, and then I take the other... What's it called?
Are you thinking about the automatic healing that comes off the back of it?
Yeah, I'm just not used to... I haven't played for still.
It's an extra 1d8 by the looks.
And then I'll take the healing off the starry form, of the chalice form.
Yeah.
1d8 plus wisdom. Have you got a 0 wisdom?
What? No?
That's what it says. 1d8 plus your wisdom.
Oh. I just roll. Oh, it's different now. Yeah, my wisdom is like...
You're +4, wasn't it?
Like plus 4, yeah.
So you heal yourself 9 then.
Yeah, you heal 9.
Yeah. That's, okay, it's not working, these things.
Since Kai's done that, I look at him. Oh, have you got an extra one of those? And
Yeah.
I sit down.
Yeah. Rio is also looking rough. He's taken a good beating. He's seen burn marks along the side of his face.
Yeah,
and arms.
I walk down, and I place my hand on your head, and I cast a cure wounds, and I pump both the cure wounds and the, what's it called? The starry form chalice into you.
Yeah. As you go into your starry form, all of the sigils sort of glow around you as per normal. And this time you can see pretty much you're entirely blazing with bright white light. However, on your left hand, there's one symbol just on the back of your hand that's still glowing, that sort of blackish purple color. Seems to be the only last remaining one.
I just look at it and I go, Yeah, so you're still here. Anyway, yeah, I can give you a ton of health. Holy shit.
Oh,
29 plus 9.
Yeah, I did. Thank you. That's better.
Wait, what? Did you cast... Which level did you cast that at?
Second level.
Technically, should only be 2d8, shouldn't it? You've got...
I'm using the. I think I've got the what's it called? The new rules.
Yeah, you've got 2024 cure wounds on your sheet.
Yeah.
Should I half that? Should I half that?
Yeah, just
How much health am I taking off?
just take away like 14.
15. Yeah, 15, and then plus 9 because my styrofoam is not adding my wisdom modifier.
Yeah. The evening goes on anyway. You can do a bit of healing. You can get some food, rest, and tend to your gear, all that sort of stuff. Dondar is happy to identify the boots if you wanted, although he says, "What will you give me for it? Have you got any drink?" or something, I don't know. He touches the forehead.
Let me check my bag. Do I have any drink? I've got plenty of water.
I won't add your
stool to the
stool
at the next town.
Yeah.
I won't add your stool to the fire.
Yeah, so he touches the symbol in his forehead and it glows. He weaves his hand down around the boots and identifies them as boots of the Winterland. And as he's doing this,
The flow right.
say again? No. As he's doing this, Sella sort of just looks up from tending to Callan, and she sees them, and she hurriedly comes over and just says, "Where did you find these? Do you mind if I have a look?" I assume she's saying that to you, Kai.
Oh, to me, I thought she was talking to Dondar since he was doing the thingy. I found them in the big ice worm in its stomach.
You can see, as you say this, her face sort of drops a bit, becomes sort of grim. And you notice she's wearing a pair of boots that look pretty much exactly the same. And she she collapses to her knees. These must have been mirrors. I can't believe it. 2 of them. Looks like Callan is the only one left from Wolf Crew. She stands and just says, "Well, I hope you find some use of them. She clearly won't need them anymore. Anyway, I have to get back to Callan." And she wanders back. But yeah, so Boots of the Winterlands, they are obviously pretty good for this sort of terrain. Resistance cold, and you can pass through difficult terrain, ice and snow. Later on that evening, Callan does come to consciousness after a bit of coaxing, a bit of healing, some warm food and some warm liquids. And he's conscious enough for just a little bit of time to have a conversation through the little bits and pieces of sort of broken moments of consciousness. Vera, too many people, too many NPCs. Liza and Sella sort of try to coax out the story of what had happened, and you surmise that they'd had the clever idea to try and lead these soldiers off the main path to see if they can give them the slip and make them get lost out here in the Frostway, hopefully killing maybe 1,000 of them. So they lead them out into the dangerous terrain. Fortunately, they got ambushed just as they were sort of getting to a spot where they would want to get rid of them. Callan didn't see what happened to Vera or Mira. They got split up immediately, and he got gravely wounded and was only just able to crawl, drag himself over the next day to this resting place here at the Hollow Isle. His theory about why this happened and also why other creatures have been seen in more frequency here, is that the increasing number of just people, of bodies moving through the Frostway, has probably disturbed the monsters and the creatures that lived out here. The Remohas in particular are attracted by a lot of sounds and vibrations. And so, despite thinking that they were gone or, further away in some deep part that they never come back out of again, apparently they were awoken by the trampling of 1,000 people. And they came out and they attacked. He says that a good chunk of the soldiers did manage to flee, but he doesn't expect many of them would have survived out here. They will surely be lost and perish in the storm. In between these sort of snippets of conversation, you can see him falling in and out of consciousness until eventually he goes back to sleep. Was there any questions you guys wanted to ask during this?
While I was talking, I wanted to do like a medicine check, like a once over to see wasn't gonna fade back into like into a critical state.
Yeah, sure. Why don't do a medicine check? Oh, nice. Yeah, he was on death's door when you found him, dehydrated, bleeding out, almost delirious. But it looks like with this divine healing magic and also just good old-fashioned warmth and food, he seems to be out of the nearest danger for now. The problem, however, and this is what Liza, Dane, and Sella will now say, is how on earth are we going to get him out of here? He's in no state of traveling.
What do you mean by that? Like doing with the medicine check, do I notice anything that's stopping him from traveling?
Yeah, he's probably not going to be able to travel for many days. Or at least he will be, an extreme burden. Like, it'll be dangerous for him to be out there.
So additional healing from here won't do anything. Will it do anything? Will I know if it would help him get better more quickly?
Probably not. I guess above the table, remember, it's a little bit silly how you can just do a long rest in this game and you're just like full healed.
Yeah, that's why I'm like...
narratively, this guy has been absolutely destroyed, and he's going to need like a week of rest, probably.
Many levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Right, so he's exhausted and... Right, got you. Alright.
Can we afford to leave one of the wardens here with him while we keep moving?
That's what we were wondering,
They're
yeah.
comfortable with one of them?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Which one of us? Dane? And he nods his head. It has to be me. You need Sella to help guide through the ice. If you end up going across the shattered fields, I won't be much help. I'll stay here. We should have enough supplies to last a few weeks. If you end up coming back through, I'll see if I can have Callan here back up and ready to run. Pick us back up on the way through. And Liza nods. You have my word on it. We'll be back for you. Okay. Alright, well, you'll be one Frostwarden down, but you should be fine. They know what they're doing. And with that, you can hit long rest and have a comfortable night here in the Hollow Isle.
I pull out the map and I talk to Stella to ask her how many days travel are we away from the battle,
Do you mean how long until you reach Valnoran?
Yeah.
It's probably about 2 more evenings, I think. Depends how fast we go, but if we're trying to be safe, probably say 2 evenings. On the 3rd, we should reach Valnoran later in the afternoon.
All right. It's good to know. But very soon.
All right. All right, cool. The next morning comes. Someone please roll me a d20.
I'm cursed. I'm not allowed to do it.
Donda, why don't you do it?
All right. Here, let me get off my stool. Nah, don't let me do it.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, it's not a 1 again.
This morning you peek your head back out through the tunnel, out onto the side of the mountain here on the Hollow Isle, and the sun is starting to peek up over the horizon. The storm itself appears to have blown itself away overnight, and while it's still crisp and chill, and there's just specks of frost just floating around in the gentle wind, it's beautiful. The ice and the snow is sort of sparkling as this morning golden hour is just shining through, and looking down back across the Frostway where you've come. It's an incredible landscape of these just massive chunks of ice sticking up at like wrong angles, obviously where the sea has just been crashing about up against the mountains. These ginormous jagged black rocks sticking up like mountains all the way down, sort of as far as the eye can see. You can barely see the coastline of the continent that you left, and looking in the other direction you can see the smaller island of where Valnoran itself is situated, some days ahead of you. But yeah, the storm has stopped, and so we can head off into the day without needing a constitution save. Now today, it ends up going quite quickly. You cruise through the rest of this part of the Frostway. At one point towards the afternoon, Liza and Sella sort of stop, and you can see them sort of debating with each other. And they say, as you catch up to them, Liza just turns to the rest of you and say, "We've got a decision to make here. We can head out across the Shattered Fields, or we can take the Veiled Rift. They're both a bit risky. The rift itself is deadly and dangerous. If you make a wrong step, you'll slide across an invisible ice sheet and drop some few hundred feet down to the water below. The Shattered Fields, there's a chance we don't make it across at all. There could just be some chasm that's too far to cross entirely. Personally, we would take the rift. We're comfortable and confident to make it across, but might be a bit risky for you. So we'll leave this decision to you guys. What do you feel like doing? The rift or the fields?"
Coin flip.
Both sound pretty risky, but one has. It seems like the veil seems more. You're more comfortable with the veil than the chance that we walk into the fields and we can't cross enough to come back again.
All right. So you wish to risk the Veiled Rift then? Is everyone else in agreement? Vale, you might have missed that as you just stepped away. There's a decision point. go to the Shattered Fields or the Veiled Rift. The Veiled Rift is dangerous and deadly, potentially. The Shattered Fields has the risk that you might not make it across because there could be some chasm that is formed from the breaking ice that they might not be able to get across.
How big of a chasm are we potentially talking?
Sometimes they're as small as only 20 or 30 feet. Sometimes they could be hundreds of feet wide. The annoying thing, the frustrating thing about the Shattered Fields and why it's so risky is that they're constantly shifting and changing, so we can't predict.
So we should probably go the other way.
Better the devil we know.
Fair enough. All right, well.
Then to get there, I'd have to come back and go this way anyway.
It's possible, indeed. All right, well, let's talk more when we get there. We can talk about how best we can try and get you all across. And they head off again, out into the now at this point gently fading sunlight. All right, cool. An hour or so later, they pause again, and this time, you can see now you're up high altitude. It's just sort of starting to circle around the side of one of these giant, big, black, jagged rocks sticking up, and there's almost like a shelf of snow that's just heading, sort of stretches out to the right, and it looks beautiful, like just a perfect sort of flat plane that you'd just ski down. But at this point, this is when they stop and they say, "Out here, this is the Veiled Rift. Underneath a small layer of snow is perfectly smooth ice, formed by just blowing wind and rain. Take one wrong step and you're going to slide all the way to the edge and fall hundreds of feet. So you have to be very sure of your feet here. We've got techniques of getting across ourselves. We've got they've got like tools that they can strap to their boots to help dig them in, and Sella has her ice staff that she uses to help her get across. That's very, very adept at sort of digging into the ice. But you will all have to consider a way that you'll be able to improve your chances of getting across without slipping. Whatever.
Are we happy burning some of Dondel's spell slots?
Sure. What were you thinking? What is?
Well, I mean, you can fly.
I was going to say we just burn some scrap metal we've got and make cleats for everyone we fabricate.
Wait, I've got climbing gear. I have cleats. Or
Wait, sorry,
climbing.
we need to climb, do we?
Do we need to climb? What do we need, Sella, roughly, to get across this ice field or ice sheet?
Anything you can think of, really, that will make you sure-footed across a perfectly smooth and slippery surface.
Well, that's perfect. I bust open my pack and check my climber's kit, and apparently I have boot tips.
Boot tips?
Yeah, it's in the climber's kit. There's special pitons, boot tips, gloves, and a harness.
The boot tips probably won't help you too much, because you want to be stepping with your feet, like the flats of your feet across the ice. The boot tips would be better for climbing upwards, right? Digging them in.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose. Hold on. Let me check my stuff, because I have an idea.
I'll just be 10 seconds. I'm being told that the cat food is empty.
Oh no.
Meow.
Meow.
Yes, Mr. Person who can turn into a small enough animal to not breach the surface of the snow is concerned about what he's going to wear on his feet.
No, I'm not. I was looking at my spells, and currently what I do is I will ritual cast water walk on all of us
Okay.
And what that does is allows all of us to move across any surface such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, and lava as if it was a harmless, solid ground.
Hmm. Any other
So
things?
not breach the surface of the snow?
I guess we can just walk. We can just walk. Is snow ice or is ice snow?
There was a layer of snow on top of the ice.
Yeah.
I have an idea. So Stella's concern is we need to be shore-gripped, shore-footed.
Say again?
Yeah,
sorry?
but you don't.
Stella's main concern is we need to be shore-footed, yes?
Yeah, it's like it's a sheet of perfectly smooth ice just underneath a small layer of snow, and you'll slip on it. You'll need to be making dex checks basically the whole way across. You'll slip on it and you'll slide all the way to the edge and drop down into the water. That's the fear. So you need some way to make sure you don't slip.
Or the water walking would stop us from getting submerged.
Yeah.
Yep,
I'm-
we can just walk on the water.
I got an idea. Kai,
Yep.
could you turn into a creature that would be shore-footed in this terrain?
I am not familiar with the creatures of this terrain because I don't like the cold, but I can ask our ice wardens what creatures walk across this type of terrain. And I'll see if I can turn into one. One that doesn't swim, hopefully, or fly.
Ideally, something large that can, pull weight, and then you just pull us along like a sled, and we all tie ourselves off you. I'm sure we've got plenty of ropes between all of us.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there probably wouldn't be any creatures that come up here. This is like treacherous and death. But you can imagine any tiny little light creature would probably be totally fine to get across, because it wouldn't be heavy enough to really get through the snow. So that'll be one option. Did you want to try the water walk?
Yeah, I did want to try the water walk, at least for an hour.
Yeah.
I need to recast it again. Even if you do fall, you can just fall and land on the water like nothing happened and not
Well,
swim.
it's like a 300 or 400 meter drop. Feet drop.
Oh.
So
Okay, that's like...
it would be like death, basically, if you slid off the edge.
Yeah, you're landing on concrete.
I guess that's, not, it was a ritually cast, so I guess it doesn't really matter, as per se. Let's see.
So you're gonna go and walk out to test it out to see if it works?
Yeah, on a safe bit. See if I can walk on the sheer ice with the snow on top and see if I get traction.
With a safety line attached to
Rope
it.
them.
Okay.
And I pull out my spear out to, like, sort of stab the ground as well, I suppose.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you tie him up and cast the spell. The symbols flare for a second, and Sella and Liza kind of watch you curiously, intrigued as what's going to happen here. And just be careful, please. You start to walk out tentatively. Roll a dexterity saving throw. You sort of like shuffle out slowly, one small footstep at a time, and the layer of snow, which is maybe an inch or so, it's soft and just sort of beautifully piled up here. It's like the wind blows it, so it's just enough to make a layer. Rules is written, if it's soft snow, you just stand on top of it, and so your foot sort of crunches a little bit on it, and the snow itself is easily stable enough for you to just walk on. You take another step, and it feels just as stable as the last one. And you turn back, and you see Liza and Sella just like jaws dropped. We need to get us one of you.
And then
Are you sure you don't want a job, Kai?
job. Maybe we'll think about it. Maybe if you devote yourself to my goddess, I might well join. As in your whole
That's right.
tribe.
Oh,
You can have him. All yours. Take him.
Yep,
we'll
please.
talk. We'll talk.
And I billow my cloak.
Yeah. Oh god.
In the opposite direction of the wind,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
There Kai stands out in the middle of a death trap, cloak blowing comically in the wrong direction. Beautiful. Up to 10 willing people, so we can cover everyone, and you
Yeah.
can easily just scooch right across. Damn, I should have not put a layer of snow on top of that ice. Never mind, that's good. If I get outsmarted, then that's fine by me, in my opinion. Fantastic. I really need to start
But
looking
no,
at the spell list a bit more.
No,
before...
sometimes based on the terrain, there might not be snow. You know, on where we're going. You know, I don't know. We have to roll.
I was going to say, this thin patches, I wasn't going to 100% rely on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will probably give you one dexterity saving throw about halfway across with advantage for everyone.
Well, just to be safe, I'm going to throw on the new furry boots. So
Okay. Yeah.
they can just walk across freely.
So you'll get the same effect. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm also going to be everyone roped together because that's just common sense in ice climbing.
Okay. Yep.
And I'm going to be having my immovable rod in my hand and using it like the end of a walking stick.
Yeah. Click. Move a little bit. Click. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So I will just ask for a dexterity saving throw for the people that aren't the Frost Wardens or Valorant. I'll do it for Dondar.
I'd like to take one of my arrows, tie my rope around to it, rope around the end, and tie the other end to me. Should I slide, I can launch an arrow into the. Ideally, launch an arrow into the ice to act like an anchor.
Okay. Yep. So this is like a secondary rope as well that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I use the rope of climbing for this one.
Yep.
That's just a backup. Like, oh shit.
Cool.
And you want to text.
So you can roll with advantage if you like everyone else? Or everyone? Apart from Vale?
My fail-safe is I am standing next to Dondar, and I've told him to be ready to cast fly on either himself or myself.
Okay. Dondar is holding an action to do so. Great.
Wait, are we all at advantage for rolling?
Yeah, because of water walk and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. Great. So at one point, about halfway across, the snow appears to have just been blown slightly too much, and the ice, the sheet of ice now, you can see it's reflecting like a mirror. It's the only way to get across is to gingerly start walking out into it. And so you make the one dex save, and just Dondar and Kai, your feet slip a little bit, and you fall down onto your butt. But the rest of the group, they're able to grab the rope, so you don't slide too far. If all four of you had slipped, there might have been a conversation to be had, because you probably wouldn't have been able to grab you all in time with the rope. Probably would have pulled some of the others down with you, but with just the two of you falling, easy enough for the rest of the group to just hold the ropes tight, pull you back up on your feet, and you're good to go. Easy as that. Well done. Good thinking, guys.
I pull out my decanter of endless water, and I just shoot water on the floor.
Make it harder for the next ones?
No, because we have water walk.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Cool. All right. Nice. That evening, there is another cairn. There is another cairn that you can rest at, nestled way deep into a little valley between two peaks. And you have another nice cruisy evening. This time it's cold because the cloud cover has been lost and icy, but you're able to bundle up. Some of you have boots now that make you magically not feel cold. And I assume, Kai, you probably put up your dome as well to make it nice and cozy for those.
Yeah, I put up my doom.
Yeah, nice. All right.
That night, I'd like to commission Dondar to help me make some armor out of the remorse scales.
Okay, cool. Let me have a look at Donda. I think because he's got smithing expertise or something, eh? Smith's tools. What does that mean?
Yeah.
You can make melee weapons, medium armor, except hide. I feel like what would happen is Dondar would have a look at them and probably say that while he could try to make something crude, you probably would want someone slightly more experienced than him. I would call scales like this sort of similar to hide. He's used to dealing with metals, right, rather than like animal parts.
I was thinking of if he were able to use fabricate to fabricate the scales into something similar to what the metal would be like.
Interesting. Let's have a look at fabricate. I'm not sure if that would work. Let's have a look. See.
Since he's proficient with
raw materials and the products of the same material. For example, you can fabricate a bridge, a large or small object. Creatures and magic items can't be created by the spell. You can't use it to create items that require a high degree of skill, such as weapons and armor, unless you have proficiency with the type of artisan's tools to craft such objects. Oh god.
which he does.
Yes, he does.
But
on the...
it'd just be base.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want a base, like either like a breastplate, or it could turn into like a splint armor. The scales is the splint to be put onto this leather armor I have.
Yep.
What do you have expertise in heavy armor? Or no proficiency?
Yeah, I do. I've got expertise in heavy armor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Smith's tools, however, say he's proficient in making medium and heavy armor. Tricky. Can I call a mulligan on this one, and I'll do a bit of research in the break, just to speed up. I don't want to get bogged down into rules too much.
That's fine.
We'll have a break, and I'll do a bit of reading and a bit of thinking to see what we come up with. But I
I don't want to make it straight away. Like it might take a while, with a couple of nights to make something, or maybe make nothing at all. We'll see.
Okay, cool. So why don't we say you and Dondar start chatting about potential designs? And Dondar thinks if he would be able to, because you don't want to just sort of destroy the scales and come up with something that's not going to work.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
We have a chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. All right, awesome. Evening goes by nicely. Next day, can we get a D20?
Sure.
Excellent. Weather stays good today, so the sun's out again, and it looks to be another really, really nice day. So we head back out into the Frostway, and this time sort of start off going down flat along the base. It looks like you've connected with potentially the main thoroughfare that the standard crews would probably take travelers through. The thing you have to bear in mind, I'll draw you a little sketch actually, just so you get an idea. If you imagine, say down here is the coastline, there are like these sort of mountains that might be like this as it sort of goes up and around, and the other continent might be like way up here somewhere. The ice, in theory, the most direct way to get across would just be like this, right? But the problem is that out towards the edge, the ice gets really, really difficult because it's sea ice. It's all crusty and broken up. So what tends to need to happen is you need to sort of follow this sort of snaking path like this through between the mountains, where it's in the flat but kind of sheltered from where the waves are. So the pathway that the travelers would take would probably, look something like this. Maybe up around through like that. And so that's why
is it to get... Sorry, go on. I thought, is it to take protection from the wind and stuff, the elements, by going this way?
A little bit of that. So the key thing is you want to be down on the ocean because it's the most sort of flat and easiest terrain for the merchant caravans and stuff like that to travel through. But you don't want to be too close further out into sort of this part, because that's where the ice gets really broken up by the ocean. A little bit of shelter, I guess, helps as well, going between the mountains. But the key thing is, this is why it takes sort of like 10 days to get through, because you're kind of following this sort of snaky passage. Whereas what you guys have done, you've essentially just gone like this. You've just gone straight across, because you just went directly through the mountain range. So that's why
that's the shortcut, right?
Yeah. So your passage has been a bit fast, because you don't care about sort of following the flats. You just went straight up through the mountains, if that makes sense. So at this point, you're probably like coming down here somewhere, and now you're crossing across the big flat thoroughfare that the main travelers would have gone through. So it's a nice day heading out across the ice. It's kind of beautiful as well. Just this like miles long flat plain of smooth ice. But eventually you get to the other side and you head up back into the mountains again. At one point, later on towards the afternoon, Liza and Sella stop for a bit, and they're you're starting to sidle up around a mountain, and there's a bunch of like rubbly terrain that has fallen down across what looks like where you need to be heading. And so Liza and Sella are having a bit of a conversation about where they reckon they should go, because you might need to head back or something. And Liza's just saying, look, all right, I'll scout up ahead, see if I can find another path, another way around it. But worst case, I think we might actually need to double back and head around the other side of the mountain. Sally, you stay here with the rest. Just everyone keep an eye out. And I shouldn't be too long. I should be back in just sort of an hour or so, half an hour maybe. And so Liza heads off out away from you. You see her sort of disappear up around behind all this rubble, and see she's moving at a rapid pace to go and have a look. And so you are just sort of left now up here, up on the side of the mountain. A few massive, big, large boulders, providing a bit of shelter from the wind, and then the side of the mountain just stretching up above you. As we're resting here for a bit, can I have someone make a perception check for me?
I'll do one, because I would have been on watch, because no longer affected by the cold.
Yeah, cool.
I'll do a watch.
Cool. You gonna do one as well, Rio?
Perception, yep.
Yep.
I would like to investigate the floor to see if I notice anything unusual, like tracks or something.
Roll investigation check. It's much the same, to be honest. Ice, any sign of tracks would have been long blown away. Difficult to really track stuff up here in the wind and the mountains. All right, cool. As you're sort of racing here, just taking a moment, sort of sheltered down behind this giant boulder. Rio, you hear a sound behind you, like it's coming up from on top of the boulder, just sort of like a crunching of snow or a bit of rock that tumbled off. And you, what do you do?
I look to check to see if it's the frost warden that went for a walk.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Otherwise, I've got an arrow knocked and ready to go.
Okay, cool. What I'm actually going to do... Yeah. You guys are not alone. As Rio steps up to investigate what this sound was, I'll bring us over here. Here you are down here beneath the boulder. I'll give you all a moment to adjust yourselves. In the instant that Rio pops up and says that you're not alone, that there's something here, you get one round of preparation. So feel free to move yourselves, do anything you like. within like around, obviously don't go further than like 30 feet and so on. This here is a sort of 10-foot high ice wall that will require an athletics check to get up.
So that's high ground to the north.
Yep, it's upwards, yeah. What's Stella going to do? She's going to stick with you, I think.
So is this a cliff?
Yeah. It's a 10-foot ice wall to sort of clamber up the side of the mountain that's up there. Gosh.
Oh, it goes up. Right. Okay.
Does someone want to control Donda?
Put him
haven't
like
cast Fireball yet.
put him 10 feet between Rio and I,
Like here?
or maybe there, or one 5 feet back from that if he can reach.
Up here?
Yeah,
so
put
sort
him
of like
up this wall.
backed up against wall. Cool.
Yeah, he likes to be like that.
So the sound you heard came up from here behind this big giant boulder. You guys are all sheltered here from the wind, and the crunching sounded like it came up from up here. So are you happy being there, Erendor?
Yep.
I love it, dude. Cool. So let me add you all to the initiative tracker. We can roll initiative, and then we'll have a quick break. You should be in initiative now. Oh, let me do Cellar as well.
God damn it. Can I re-roll a 1? Can I re-roll and have a 1, please?
What do you mean?
You don't
I
like
want to go last! I'm not going to see the enemy. I'm going to waste my first turn, which is all my character's good for. It was round 1.
Look, I have advantage on initiative, and I still can't roll higher than you.
Yeah, me too. I had advantage.
Can you
'cause I had-
stop rolling like this?
I can't help I've got that much damn dex.
All right, cool.
I mean, I rolled a fucking... That's a wisdom. I was going to say, I
Oh.
rolled a 2, but that's the wrong one.
You've
was
got
Before we-
and bonus because Gloomstalker.
Do we have your what's it called speech in the morning before we head out?
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
or-
I was going to
I'd
say,
say-
yeah, make sure you apply your 10-page
How much is that again?
11,
11?
isn't it?
Let me just double check.
Is it higher?
I
It's your
think it's
level
10. I'm pretty
plus-
sure 11 was from Kai rolling
Yeah.
high at one time.
Perfect. All right. Beautiful.
Level plus.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I get my wisdom on my initiative as well.
Yes, that's 10.
Oh, cool. That's neat. Yeah. Awesome. Sweet. So let's take a break here and we'll jump back into the fight when we get back. By the way, I had a bit of a poke around. So the reason why those abilities were showing up in the chat is so there was an upgrade to Foundry, and they released the SRD 5.2, which is that's the official Dungeons and Dragons system reference document that allows third-party tools to use D&D stuff without copyright infringement. So it's got some of the rules, but not everything. For some weird reason in Foundry, when they imported 5.2, they made all the descriptions have the full descriptions in the actual abilities. So it's something that's just baked into it. I think it must be a bug. What I've done is I'll use a different source instead of the SRD for creatures, because other sources automatically have hidden that you can put secret text into descriptions, so it only displays to the owner and stuff like that. Yeah, that was weird. It was very weird that happened. I'm pondering raising a bug request for them to look at it. But on the other hand, a new version of Foundry actually just released, version 13, so it's a major version update. Forge, which is the website we're using to host the application in the cloud, doesn't recommend using it just yet. It's not on the stable branch or whatever, so at this point we haven't upgraded yet, but I imagine we probably will pretty soon, and I hope that they will fix that. Apparently there's a ton of really, really nice qualities of life coming with version 13, so I'm pretty excited. Yeah. But that's it. There we go. I'll flick us over to Be Right Back. And There we go. Top of the initiative is Rio. What are you doing?
So the noise is coming from that way somewhere?
Yep.
Well, I will take advantage of my... what type of terrain is... where's the ruler so you can see? Like this way. Is it snow or is it like ice or...
Yeah, a mixture of both. It's like snowy ice. Yeah.
I'm going to take advantage of my my extra movement and move 45 foot this way.
All right.
So 5... Well, that puts me at 30. And I'm going to stop there quickly. Okay, does anything pop into view for me?
Roll a perception check. Well, I will let you make a perception check as an action to have a look for it. But nothing immediately is visible to you. You would have to stop and take a good hard look.
I'll use the rest of my 15 foot of movement to move south to see if anything pops in naturally.
Okay. Nope, still nothing. Looks like big, snowy, massive rock. The rock's like 20 feet, maybe 30 feet high, honestly. Just a giant boulder covered and piled up with snow, but you don't see any creature.
All right, well, this is why I hate going first. Now I lose my Gloomstalker bonus attack.
I think you still get it right.
Nope, first turn only. Unless I've completely read it wrong.
I thought it was just the first turn that you make an attack.
First turn of each combat.
I guess
There you go.
rules as written.
Rules is written. This is how you screw. This is how I get screwed. I can't see the enemy my first turn. I just get the movement.
Payback for all those like 60 damage in one turn combats you've had.
I'm only good for round one.
Hey, you do great damage all the rest of the time as well.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a one pump chump. Come on.
Do you want to make a perception check?
I'll hold my action to shoot, so at least I can get 2 shots off if I see something.
Hold your action to shoot if you spot something. Become
If
visible?
I spot something.
Great.
Yeah, if I see something, attack my allies. I'll put it that way. 'Cause something will attack on this turn.
Yeah, perfect. Alrighty, cool. Excellent. Erendor, your turn.
I am going to glance at Stella, and I'm just going to say Yeti. And I'm going to move over towards Kai.
Cool. Any actions held? Or do you want to do a look around?
I will, active perception.
Cool.
See if I can see anything.
Yep. Roll a perception.
No, that is the bag of holdings stats, not mine.
Remember to change your thing back to public as well.
Pardon?
Remember to change your roll back to public.
Yes, it is on one of my windows and not the other. I'll fix that yet.
Rio, have you done your long rest? Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
I
strange.
did. Why? Full health.
Yeah, no, never mind.
All my spell slots. Yeah, I'm good.
My third window hadn't updated the health. All good, I did a refresh. Alright, cool. You spot up here, doing a big look around. Up here, you don't see anything. Just mounds of snow. Looking all around you now, you don't spot anything over here, but up here, you do spot a large-looking white furry creature, perfectly camouflaged in amongst the snow.
Yetis around us.
All right, you call that out, and Erendor, I guess, illuminates that there's one of the direction. Anything else in your turn? Any bonus action?
No, I've
You
got my
hide in the
sword drawn. Sword drawn. I'm gonna hold an action to attack if any come close.
Cool. Yeah, your reaction would have been to look. So,
Oh, sorry. Yep.
yeah, you could do. Remember, you could try to do a hide with your cunning action, but you might have to like dive into a pile of snow or something. there is one here that you could possibly try and hide into.
I could do
You
that.
know you wanna.
Oh, I think I'll go without that.
All right, perfect. That brings us to Valorant then.
Don't see anything, so I'm just going to have to hold the line, as it were.
Cool.
Apparently there was noise on this rock to our south.
Yep.
I'll hold my action to stab with my sword.
Nice. All right. This mound of snow up here on top of this rock suddenly moves, and this guy appears. And he jumps down here and leans back. And actually, let me just double check.
And takes full damage.
Yeah, that is. There's a full action, so. Oh. Okay. Let's talk about this.
Oh, am I in range or am I out of range?
This is, I feel like you're kind of, see, this is a weird thing because, like, technically, the edge of the creature's square is right there on the corner.
Mm.
But that's probably not where his face is. So if you move it back, I feel like that's kind of reasonable. So it's definitely going to hit you three. I think it doesn't hit Erendor at all. And for Kai, you're right on the edge of it. So what I might do is I might give you a saving throw with advantage just because you're on the very, very perimeter of it. So
Use this velocity.
yeah. Everyone please make a Constitution saving throw.
Everyone?
Oh, sorry, the people that are in the getting hit by it as he jumps down and breathes out his massive icy breath. And you get to make yours with advantage, Kai, which you did. Oh yeah, and does someone want to do Donda?
Does everyone have access to Donda?
Oh yeah, you might not, do you? Yeah.
I do not.
I do not.
Give me one moment.
Just maybe you just roll for him.
I don't really want to control him because I don't know, I feel like it would be unfair.
Let's have JC. You want a Jaeger Donda?
There you go. There's a copy of Donda you can use now.
Sure, I'll play him.
It's 2 Dondas now. Double fireball.
Which one did you want, sorry?
Constitution
Dex or
save.
wisdom?
You should be able to click it in the chat once you have Donda selected.
I was just going to click it off his sheet, but yeah.
Yep, that works as well. Nice. All right, cool. And let me do Cellar. Oh, actually, I think I might have messed that up. these boots give advantage on... No, it's just resistance, never mind. So I'll just take the first one. So she failed. All right, cool. If you passed your saving throw, you take half of that.
What about half of half if I have resistance?
If you are resistant to cold, you take a quarter of that.
And if I use my reaction for absorb elements,
You can, yeah, you can take a quarter of that as well. Sella takes the full damage, but she is also resistant, so she'll just take 18.
How many to Donda?
18.
Half?
Yeah. Sella screams out. Oh, it's a big blow to her. The ice, even though she is protected against it, pierces down and through her skin, and you can see that she's taken a big chunk of damage from that. Cool. So yeah, everyone. So it'll be 18 for Donda. I'll do that. Or Rio, you already got that sorted. Yep. Kai, you were 9. Vale, you were 9.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Take your opportunity. Your reaction, Vale.
No action. No, hold action.
Yep.
So Donda's only supposed to be using the prepared spells, correct?
Yeah.
You mind if I smack a long rest with Donda because he's missing a lot of spell slots, and then I'll redo the health.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I probably wouldn't have done it for him when we rested. So this is a 26. 26 will hit.
Yep.
Nice.
9 damage. Hold action, so I probably can't throw a battle master through it.
I feel like you can. I feel like I've seen it before that people have done that. What does it say in the thing? Is it just on any attack you make?
Yeah, there's no time. It's like smite.
I reckon you can do it. I reckon you do it because you're holding an action, and so you're attacking. You trigger your reaction to do an action, and so it's just like a normal attack.
No, that's right. The only thing I'd be doing is a push, so I'll just hold because I don't want to throw him further down that direction for now.
Okay, cool, perfect. And that would be his full action, I believe. He doesn't get normal attacks. So that will be him. That's the end of his turn. Not as much as it should have been, but I guess we've chunked a bunch of the temp. That brings us to you, Kai.
I raise my shield to the sky, and I cast my Channel of Divinity, my Twilight Sanctuary.
All right. Counters.
Bonus action. Bonus action, I will cast Spiritual Weapon at the... Wait a minute. I'll keep... second level. Yeah, second level on the sky.
Did you say spiritual weapon?
Yeah, Spiritual Weapon.
Cool. Whereabouts do you want it?
Just above his head. Above his head.
Cool. The scythe appears out of midair, bursting down in a moonbeam.
Oh.
And 10 will miss. The spiritual weapon just swings as the Yeti ducks.
And then let me roll my temp hit points. Or how do I just... Wait a minute. Oh, it doesn't have the thing anymore. It's different. Okay, I need to roll it manually. How much is
1d6
it?
plus your cleric level.
Which is...
5.
5. Alright, I get 8 TP, so everyone will get, if you lost TP, you get 8 after your turn, at the end of your turn.
Cool. And yeah, we're just gonna use that for everyone. You won't
Yep.
read
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's too much effort to
Yep.
roll every turn.
Cool. So yep, remember that. Remember 8. So you can add that up to you.
Except
Any
for Rio.
any movement?
Yes. Maybe.
Given we have seen a breath weapon.
Yes. Yeah.
Everyone get offline.
Yeah, I'm trying to get offline. That's what I'm trying to do. But stay within zone. That's me. That's me.
Would have been bad if you hadn't heard him, because he would have snuck up on you and blasted everyone in the group. but it's good. All right, cool. That's your turn. So that brings us to.
He's
Yeah.
attacked an ally. Can I use my hold action? Held action.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry. I forgot about your held action as well. Yep, let it rip.
So I'll get to. I'm guessing I don't get my bonus turn, just my held action. So 2 arrows.
Let's carefully read Gloomstalker.
They're just my normal 2 attacks that I would have got. Is that what I get for holding an action?
Yeah, because the multi-attack is part of an attack. When you take the attack action, you get to take a second attack. I'm just.
So I lose the
pondering-
extra attack from Gloomstalker because it says on your turn, and now it's not
Yeah,
my
I
turn.
guess it's not your turn, is it?
I thought it was
At
was
the
a turn.
start of your first turn of each combat, your walking speed increases, and if you take the attack action that turn, you can make 1 additional weapon attack. So that turn finished, you're now using a reaction to trigger your held action. So yeah, I think it probably doesn't count. Yep, all good.
I can't bonus action Hunter's Mark because yeah.
Yep,
All right, well, 2 longbow shots at least.
great.
Does he get advantage because he's flanking? Or no?
That's only melee.
Yeah. What? Bro, how have you got a plus 10? How did I let you do that?
Plus 5 deck, plus dex, plus fighting stance, and then you gave us a braces of bench.
Braces of archery, yeah. Is your fighting stance plus 3 for archery?
Let me find it.
That seems nuts. Elf weapon training? No. Fighting style archery is plus 2. Where's that plus 3 coming from?
+3 is proficiency.
Oh, yeah, of course it is too.
Oh, so where's my? Oh no, well, the braces is the damage, isn't it?
Yeah, the plus 2 will
Yes.
be from archery. Jesus. Okay. There you go.
Archery is damage. Yeah.
Damage, yeah. You just hit everything. That's great. Both of them hit.
Oh, they both hit. Cool. So damage. Damage.
Oh, nice. Max.
Yeah. People shit on rangers, but one thing rangers do is be consistent.
Yeah.
Then if this was my turn,
Three damage.
plus 2 d8s for Hunter's Mark, and an extra attack that gets an extra damage roll because. Oh no, sorry, I get to add an extra d8 to one of those attacks.
Yeah.
And take a
Good.
third attack on the first turn.
This mound of snow up here in the top left also starts to shuffle, and the snow falls away, revealing another Yeti. Now, this guy, he is going to look down at. Who's he going to look at? He's going to do it to Kai. He saw Kai cast a bunch of magic, and it kind of freaked him out a little bit. So, Kai, I need you to make a. Wow, that gives a really big template, doesn't it? I don't know why he's asking to do that.
Wow. What is that?
You need to make
That's
a
his
Constitution
frostbite.
saving throw. Yeah, everyone within that. No, just a Constitution saving throw.
Dondar as well.
No, it's just one person. Oh, nice. That succeeds.
I've
Where
good
does
constitu-
Dondar fall in
I've got really good constitution.
Yeah.
initiative?
Oh, did anyone roll him for initiative?
No.
We did not have
Dondar's
access
not in
at
the
the time.
initiative.
Where was- Oh, it's because I deleted him. We can
Dondar's just
scroll
sitting
up
there
and look at
drinking,
it. Yeah.
having a drink.
No, I deleted his token, so it would have.
It broke him out of it.
Yeah, it would have taken out of it. Let's just see. Should be able to scroll. Right. Dondar rolled an 11. So I can just add that in manually.
He's at the same turn as me, I think.
Go. Update. There we go. So yeah, Dondar should technically be going before. But let's just resolve this now. We can come back to Dondar. Cool. So on a fail, what happens? Must succeed on a con save. Take a shit ton of damage.
Is it half or save or suck?
Yeah, it looks like it's save or suck. So you are immune to this ability for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Cool. So he, you see him just kind of like crouch down and just like glare at you. His eyes burn with this cold, like frozen energy, and you feel this like this power just sort of wash over you. You're sort of chilled to the bones as you see this like glare of hatred pouring down at you from above. But it washes past you. You feel the warmth of Seluna still with you now, and has no effect.
Do I see him? Do I perceive him?
Yeah, you spot him.
I give him dirty side eye look looking up at his position.
Yeah. Great. So that will mean. Give me one moment. Where is his throw?
Gosh.
Yeah,
He's
these
got
guys can.
more.
Yeah, they can. For some reason, he doesn't have throw, but that's fine. I can find it. Stand by. What the fuck? Where did it go? I was literally looking at this on the character sheet just before. I am so confused.
Do you need to reload it?
I don't think so. So strange. How does this one have it and the other one doesn't?
It's smaller.
I'm an idiot. I'm using the.
Are they the same? Are they the same?
Nah, it changed between versions. Here we go. Not to worry.
Like halfway through.
No, the between versions of D&D 5e it changed.
Ah.
All right, this is throwing still at you, Kai. Does 13 hit your AC?
What? No.
Cool. And then the second one. Oh, 2 whiffs in a row. So he crouches down, glares at you, and then picks up 2 bits of ice and just lobs them down at you. But both
Are they massive?
They
Massive
look like they probably would have hurt, yeah. But they just smash against the stones above your head.
Oh, I was hoping for cover.
Yeah, and then he's going to stay up there. He's going to chill. So that will then bring us over to Sella. Alright, sorry about that, guys.
To Donda?
Oh, yes, of course, thanks.
Donda!
Rio, what have you got for Donda?
Yeah, so when Dundar's turn should have been, was this guy on the field or no?
I'll say yes. Because we did it in that order. I think it only makes sense to do it in this order. That's fine.
Oh, I mean, I can backtrack his turn. That's easy. It's just
Nah, don't worry about it. Play as if you can see both of them.
well, I'm assuming I'm only supposed to be using the prepared spells, not whatever I want.
Yeah, should be a little coloured in circle thing.
Yeah, I would have. I don't know how the list is meant to be spivvied out, but I would have had other spells selected. I guess the best choice.
As we have not had control of him,
I know.
at the beginning of combat, I would say it would be fair enough for you to at least shuffle 2 of them. Considering he has, like 7?
Like, I wouldn't have Green Flame Blade equipped as a spell, considering he never uses melee. I'd move that somewhere else.
That's not a spell, it's a cantrip.
Oh, it's cantrips. That's why they're all selected. Okay, never mind. I literally, the Ranger is the furthest I've played as far as caster is concerned. Sorry.
I think probably keep what we've got, just because that's what he would have selected that when we were traveling across the Frostway, and I don't think there would have been any big reason for him to switch it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would like drop one of the level 1s and pick another level 2, unless he's only allowed like 2 level 2s. That's what I don't know.
Yeah, no limit on that. How many you can choose from each level.
Okay, yeah, I would have dropped Unseen Servant and picked Acid Arrows, but yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, no, it's all right. Scorching Ray against the big one.
All right, nice. Go for it. Which level are you casting that at?
The level 2.
Cool. Alrighty, roll your 2 attacks. Nice. 2 hits. So you can roll 4d6 fire damage. Or big roll on the second one. Nice, 17.
And what's his movement?
Actually, you know what? You get to do one more as well. There are three rays.
There are 3, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 rays. Okay, third attack. That one hit.
That one misses.
That one misses. And he has 25 foot of movement, and we just saw a big guy do some funny stuff. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Try and spread it all out.
Sounds good.
And what does he have in bonus actions? I'm sorry. Isn't there a way to sort by action and bonus action, or am I?
Yep, there's a filter up at the top in the search skills box. It looks like a little funnel thing. You can filter by bonus action.
Thank you. Misty Steps is only bonus action. Okay, yeah, that's it then.
Cool. All right. Cool. Sella. Yeah, so Sella, she's struggling. She sort of cries out in pain. She's going to come over and try to back up against the wall here. And she just calls out, "Try to avoid their gaze. Their gaze is deadly. Whatever you can do to break it." She's going to launch 2 radiant flames at the big boy. Oh, nice. 1 big hit. And second attack. 1 miss. So she'll do as much damage to the big boy. Nice. And then she sort of like kneels down, and as a bonus action, she's going to cast Healing Word on herself. She really doesn't want to get 1 hit, so she'll take 7 health.
She gets 8 temporary hit.
Oh, nice. Is that...
She's still within
from your
range.
thing?
Of
Yeah,
my...
yeah, cool. I'll add that on. Everyone else remember as well to add on your temp.
Yeah, I'll try and keep one unless you have.
Beautiful. Alrighty, cool. And that will end her turn.
Real quick.
Yar.
I've just been reading through Dondar's what are they called? Features.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Elemental Adapt Fire, so spells that you cast ignore resistance to fire damage. I don't know if these guys are resistant or not. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yep. They did not appear to be resistant to it, no. One thing to just double check though is if you rolled a 1 on any of your damage dice.
Yeah, I was going to say, would our Foundry pick that up automatically or no?
I don't think so.
5, 6.
Looks like you didn't.
And 4 and 2.
Yep. Perfect. All right, cool. And then, up here, a third Yeti appears. This guy, what's he going to do? He's going to glare at you, Vale. Oh, actually, you know what? You're out of range. It's like 30 feet, so I think that doesn't work. So he's going to do it at Donda. So do you want to roll a Constitution saving throw?
How high up is he to see Donda, considering it's a 10-foot drop?
Pretty high. The rock itself is up.
Small.
Yeah, the rock is... that's true.
Oh,
I rolled a 21 though, so...
Yeah, you're gonna Pythagoras this, definitely.
Look, I mean, I thought that was why this one didn't go for me initially.
He went for Kai because he noticed all the weird, crazy magic, and Yetis are like, ooh, magic, look bad, we kill magic. They're not super smart. You know what? You want him to have attacked you because now Donda is immune to that ability. So let's go with that. However, he's going to lob two things of ice. Probably still at Donda. I don't see any reason why he would switch it out. Let me just check the range on that. 30 feet, yeah. Easy peasy.
30 foot, you said?
So there's a 14 and a 19. So I think both of those hit, yeah?
Where's his AC? 14 is the AC.
Cool. Donna takes
He has-
16
yeah, he has-
damage.
He has a ability feature I thought might work there, but it doesn't look like it will.
What? You mean absorb elements?
No, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Use the reaction to divert the attack, but another creature must be within attack range. So 30. There's no other creature within 30 foot of that Yeti up there.
Yeah. Cool.
How much damage altogether? Is that 16?
16, yep. Cool. Top of the round brings us to Rio.
Okay, Ryu, bonus action, Hunter's Mark, big bastard.
Cool.
Sorry, just jumping between two sets of spell sheets, guys.
No,
Sorry.
all good.
And then 2 attacks against big bastard.
Oh, nice.
I assume they hit.
Yep, both hit.
2 attacks. Damn it, which ammo was it using? Plus, yeah, that should be the normal one. And Hunter's Mark, what's that give? Where is it? What does it give me again? 2 1d6, so 2 d6s.
Nice. Oh, cool. You rolled them together. Nice.
Yeah, I just rolled them together. Yeah, sorry.
Perfect. 23, 31. Mister, I don't do any damage on the first turn. The Yeti is already starting to look pretty hurt, this guy.
Yeah, but you know my character's gimmick is a round 1 alpha damage.
I have to think of more ways to stop you from being able to do this. This was great. I enjoyed this.
You let me roll high, and then you hide all the enemies every fight.
Cool.
The terrain south of me.
Yeah.
What is it realistically?
Drops
Like,
off a
can I
cliff.
go? Is that literally a cliff at the
Pretty
edge
much,
of the
yeah. Like it's the edge of the mountain, just carries on down.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I'll move south like 20 or 30 foot if it's there, but I guess
Yeah, you probably don't want to.
I hold my ground, I guess.
Cool. Alrighty, Erendor.
Yeah. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna, if I select the right tool,
Oh, nice.
I'm just gonna run up and I'm gonna start swinging.
Go for it, dude.
Is this your first melee attack in ages?
I think it's the second one.
Is this the first one with the new toy?
The second one with the new toy.
No.
Oh!
Oh, look at all those plus modifiers as well. Believe it's not enough. though. Bonus action?
Yeah. What's it called that I've got?
Stab it.
Disengage.
Yep, you could disengage. You could do a shank with your dagger. Or
Yeah. I should just hit it with a dagger. Get the extra chance at the sneak attack.
cool. Nice, that one just hits. Oh, nice. All right. Great. You gonna stay there?
Yep.
Perfect. Gonna bring this to Vale.
I guess I will take a swing. Where my weapons up. Big swing.
That one hits.
I'm going to make it a pushing attack as well after I do the damage.
Nice.
For a D8 from the push. And let me check. Find where things in my sheet are, because I haven't looked at it for a very long time.
Just double check if there's a size requirement. This guy is huge.
Yep, linking now. Large or smaller.
Cool. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to push this guy.
No, I should still do extra damage. Yeah. And if the target is large or small, so it should still do extra damage.
Yep, cool. So that was the D8 from before, right?
Yep.
Yep, beautiful.
And seeing that I can't move him, I will forego my attack for a commanding strike on Arundel and stab him again. My second attack.
Nice.
Works for me. As soon as I can find where it is. No. You stop it.
Sorry, I'm drawing a circle. I'm trying to range find.
Remember, you can control click to bring out this guy.
Oh, no, I'm
Nice.
trying to range find a circle.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Yep, 20 is easy hit. Beautiful. Alrighty, another 7
Plus
damage.
an extra D8. Plus sneak. Because it's using his reactions each turn.
Did we
Yep, once per turn, not per your turn.
Yeah, I think we went through this a few times, and
I think we allowed it, right?
yeah.
Yeah. God. Okay. All right. I need to start throwing bigger monsters at you guys.
You did that and then nearly duplicated.
That's true.
That's the big monster balance.
Yep. If I was looking at that fight, yeah, if the 2 helpers weren't there, man, you guys were toast. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was perfectly balanced. Perfectly balanced. Alrighty.
Just.
Bing us to Bing Boy. Let's see if his breath recharges. Oh, it does not. All good. He's going to glare at you, Vale. Make a Constitution saving throw. God, that-
His shiny bald head deflects it.
Oh, nice. Damn, you guys are crushing these. Damn it. Dude. You needed an 18 exactly. I just want one of you guys to get affected by this, please.
You know that leaves only one person left.
Let's
Or
just
two,
see
actually.
if this guy has a different effect.
Well, the big guy just used it on not me, so I think I'm out of range for the other 2.
Yeah. Nope, there we go. Ah, well. It is what it is. This one's on Vale. Oh, I
Oh,
think-
Val, you forget to
Plus
8
11.
plus 8 TP if your turn ended.
Also, neither of those hit me.
Oh, you're 21 now. Nice. How do you imagine Vale's blocking this?
I'm just hunkering behind the shield,
Yeah.
letting me myself.
Full plate still on.
Mhm.
Massive claws come down, just sort of screech their way down across your helmet and your chest, leaving some new claw marks on the already scuffed armor that you tried to disguise from looking all fancy. You probably need some buffing later on, but no damage. And so far, this guy has done very little. Nah, he can't move. What else can he do? Yeah, I think that's it. And you know what?
Legendary action.
Yeah, not this guy, unfortunately. Yeah, that'll be it. That's the end of his turn. Bring us to Dwarf Boy.
I did not move him up, and he just moved up.
I saw that as well.
Maybe
He's got a mind of his
maybe Kiwi's here.
All right, so sorry for playing with the circle tool earlier. It's just I've never had to play with Fireball before.
Ooh.
There is a spot where I can hit just the big boy and no allies.
Okay.
So I would like to cast Fireball. Right about there.
Oh.
So I miss Ryu and Erendorf,
Yeah.
and it hits the big boy.
All right.
So do I just click damage?
I do a dex save, and then you can click damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Fails the dex save.
Two one.
2-1, so an extra 2.
Nice, 32 damage.
And how the hell do I delete that off the page?
You gotta go to your measurement tool.
Size measurement tool? Okay.
Yeah.
And then using his 25-foot of movement, he's just going to move away. Just in case the big boy starts to breathe again, he's going to move 15 foot this way.
Nice. Good choice. Great.
He's still alive.
Yeah. The fireball explodes against the side of the mountain there, and you hear some grumbling, rolling sounds, and the end does soon. Brings us to Kai.
Alright, I will use my spiritual weapon to attack him.
Go for it.
It's weird now because I have to scroll up to attack, or do I cast it again?
Just do it from the dice tray. Just click the D20, roll it.
Oh, it's just, yeah, right.
Does it have modifiers?
Yeah, it doesn't have my thingy mod.
It's your spell mod.
Misses anyway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could cast it without using the resource.
Yeah, never mind. I
Remember,
will.
Some people play with just a piece of paper and a dice. You're allowed to just
Yeah.
roll dice.
I will use my guiding bolt ability.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll hit. All right, cool. You get ready to launch out your beam of light. Yeti's on his last legs. You can see he's scorched. He's almost starting to become delirious and frustrated at the terror of the fire that is just like burning over his body. How do you deal the killing blow?
I aim at his kneecap to kneecap him, so he falls face down into the ground.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I attempt to anyway.
Nice. You launch it out. Concentrated beam of pure moonlight energy blasts him straight through the kneecap, and the force of it just like knocks it out from under him. The momentum just swings his whole body, and he flips and falls forward. Erendor, make a dex saving throw. You just manage to deftly slip out of the way as this giant body just collapses down on the ground in front of you. Nice. Alrighty. Anything else, Kai?
Guessing I will. Yeah, I'll just move there.
Cool. Alright.
That's it.
Yep. It's gonna jump down here. Standing right on the very edge. And he's going to launch his chilling gaze at you, Erendor. roll a con save.
Oof.
All right. You take 10 cold damage and you are paralyzed. At the end
Does
of your
this
turn,
count as a? Does this count as an attack, or is it?
yes, it is an attack. Are you thinking your cunning action to, or sorry, not cunning action? It's the uncanny dodge.
Which one is it?
Uncanny dodge would work here, I think, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Cool. So you can take 5.
Yep.
Nice. And he's just gonna follow up with some ice after watching you and your friend slay Zelda. 16 and a. Ooh, that's one of those.
16 does.
16 hits. Nice. Oh, actually, I get to roll with advantage because you are paralyzed. Yeah, so
Paralyzed.
this will be for the first one, just to check if it was a natural 20. It was not, and this is for the second one. So there was a 12, and it's like
They all miss.
I think it hits
Plus
because it's
6.
a plus 6. Yeah. Cool.
Yep,
So
both.
damage on the second one as well. There you go. Extra 10. So 20 damage total. And you're paralyzed, which means no actions, advantages on attacks against you, and you can make a saving throw at the end of your turn.
Yep.
Here we go. Paralyze. Great. Cool. This brings us to Sella. What's she got? Seeing this happen, she's going to run over to you. You like your body is immediately frozen up in sort of a combat stance after you've just dodged out of the way, and you're like frozen mid stride. She's going to reach out and just sort of touch the your cheek with the back of her hand, and cast lesser restoration, and so you are no longer paralyzed.
Wonderful.
And she says, "Don't look at them in the eyes," and she's going to run around here. Actually, let's just double check how much movement she's got. That was 20. So yeah, she's going to try and go to like here. Does she have a bonus action?
Healing word.
Actually,
Oh no, she can't cast two spell.
the sheet I'm reading says that she can do lesser restoration as a bonus action. That doesn't sound right.
Oh.
Yeah, it shows as bonus action
Does,
in
doesn't it?
chat.
A different edition.
Even
Well, it's
all.
an NPC. It's not a player character. It's an NPC, so they get different rules.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah.
That is pretty powerful. Mine's an action or lesser restoration.
NPCs are more powerful, often, to make up for stuff like that.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. In the new edition, there are just like spellcasting is sort of different for NPCs. They don't have like spell slots and stuff like that in the same way as players do, and they don't have like actions to do things. It's a sort of like an at-will thing. It's like an innate ability the NPCs get.
So
I
you,
have a
you have
feeling-
another action. You get another action.
That's the thing. I'm wondering if she can attack with a radiant thing. Let me just double check Monsters Manual, because I think I'm using like a priest NPC for her, a slightly modified priest NPC. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bonus action. Wow, that's super strong. There you go. So she will launch out another radiant flame. If she's in range, which she might actually not be. Oh no, it's 60 feet. She's going to do it on... Yeah, probably just same guy over here. So she gets to do 2 of these. One hits.
Wow, Radiant Flame is really strong.
Yeah. Yep, these NPCs aren't no pushovers. Cool, 12 damage. Alright, and that ends your turn. Bring us to the other Yeti. Be honest, which of you haven't been affected by the gaze? Dondo's immune, you're immune, God, you're all immune apart from
Just right.
this guy way the fuck down there.
Run away!
Is he gonna jump down and run?
I don't think he would. Eh? I don't think Stella's been affected by it.
She's not in range. He has to.
He could
down
actually, you know what? I think he's going to do it on here. He's going to jump down to here, and then he'll be within range. Yeah. All right, cool. I'll do a con check for Stella. Which she succeeds, of course she does. Cool.
So everyone is immune except for
Everyone's
JC,
immune apart
who's at the edge of the cliff.
Now all the Yetis do is just run towards him,
Yeah.
ignoring the rest.
All right. 18 and 16 on her. Both of these will hit.
Why are they going after the kid? Oh, the girl, sorry.
Because he saw her do some weird magic stuff and heal the guy. Heal Erendor.
Not the guy that sent fire throwing.
Look, I just want to paralyze someone, all right?
Let the DM have his fun.
Cool. She gets hit by a few bits of ice. Smashed her in the shoulder. It's looking a bit rough, but she's standing. She's all right. Top of the round, Rio. Come into range.
They never left range.
No, come into their range.
Why would I do something silly like that? Bonus action, Hunter's Mark this guy.
Yep.
A bonus action to move Hunter's Mark, sorry. I'll rephrase that. And 2 shots. Longbow. Does the 14 one hit as well?
Oh, nice. It does. You're looking for an AC 12.
All right, so this is the normal.
Did you say you moved Hunter's Mark?
Yeah, bonus action moved Hunter's Mark to this guy first.
Cool.
All right, that's the normal. Here's the crit. And then 2d6 on top. Yeah, not as good as the last turn.
Still really good. Nice.
24.
Yep. Beautiful. 2 arrows launch into him. You good staying down there?
Yeah, stay important.
Cool. Alrighty, that brings us into Erendor and Valerian up next.
Just wanting to check, is that one up at the top?
Yeah.
Like, is that where he's standing?
Just standing
Yep.
on the edge.
I am going to take a step towards that one. I'm gonna fingers to my eyes, fingers pointed at it.
Mm.
And then I'm just gonna hold an action in case if it comes down. And that will just be swinging. Got to swing.
Oh, okay. So if he jumps down, you're gonna hold an action to attack with your sword.
Yep.
Cool. Alrighty. Elran, you got.
Yeah, so I think you don't.
Sorry,
Eight.
Kai, just checking. Was it 7 or 8
It was 8.
THP?
Yeah, 8. We'll add it back to Cellar as well.
I am going to take a step back up onto the fallen giant Yeti's corpse. Point my sword at this one up here on the north. And I'm going to stare it in the eyes. And I would like it to make a saving throw for me.
Nice. His bane.
Wisdom. No, wisdom saving throw.
Alright.
Shit.
Ooh.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah.
It laughs in your face.
You see it like, I don't know. It's mad. It's crazy. These whispers don't affect it at all. It's used to hearing.
Yeah.
It's used to hearing words in his mind.
In that case, 5, 10, 15. I'm going to move up to the base of the cliff. And that's what I got.
Okay. You could try to scramble up if you want. Be an athletics check.
I don't think I'll
Although
bother.
probably not with your action already used. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the movement.
Yeah. Perfect. Alrighty. Alrighty then. That brings us to Dondar.
Oh, sorry. Dondar's going to move down a bit to give him some room to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. 25-ish down to there.
Yep. Great.
And seeing as how he's got Ryu's got JC's got a new toy to play with. Fireball in a spot where it wouldn't hit Valorant.
Okay. Just like up here.
Yep, right there.
Nice.
Wait, what is the range on Fireball?
It's like infinite.
150 feet.
Oh, 150. Okay, so that's definitely, yeah, no issue there.
Ooh.
Oh,
This guy
wow.
saves.
How about that?
It's
So
emerald.
half damage.
Yep.
You got a
And
1.
plus 1 to that.
Nice.
So 28.
Nice.
Cool. 14
14.
damage. You can see as he starts catching fire, he sort of shrieks out in terror and flame and in pain, trying to like pat the fire away. You see he's quite distracted by the fire. With another explosion like that, you see looking up the top of the mountain above you, a big chunk of snow and ice has broken off the top and is starting to roll down towards you all. And that ends
Shit.
Dondar's turn. Did give you a slight warning about that. Kai?
I missed
Alright.
it.
You hear the rumbling as the whole side of the mountain itself starts to shake.
Bad. That's bad. And as that happens, I focus the energy in my spear and point it at this Yeti here. And I fire off a guiding.
Cool.
Oh no, I'm distracted.
Yeah, that one misses.
Yep, okay. From there, I move I can't move my spiritual weapon. I like to move the spiritual weapon next to something.
Yep.
And then I'll roll a d20 plus 7.
Nice.
Does that hit?
Yeah, that hits. So this will be a 1d8 plus 4 damage. I think. Like 90% sure.
Yep.
Nice. Alright.
I guess I'm gonna move.
Yep.
God damn. gonna get crushed by giant or ice. I'm gonna move. Yeah, I'm gonna move next. Corridor. Yeah.
Did you switch your mics?
No. I didn't switch mics.
Oh, you're
Was
cutting in and out.
uh,
Yeah.
I was moving next to Arendor
Yep.
and try and watch out for any avalanche or whatever.
Yeah, you can see it. It's heading straight down towards you. It's going to be here in a turn or two, maybe. It's like it's crushing its way down the mountain towards this whole area.
Shit. One turn. That's not. Am I facing a rock wall thing right here?
Yeah, that's sort of like 20, 30 feet. Massive boulder.
All right. We need to get around it. Oh, all right. Thanks. That's it for me.
Cool. Yeti turn. Yeti is going to use his ice gaze on you again, Erendor. No effect because you've already saved. So he will just throw a couple more things of ice. Actually, I wonder, does he jump down? Nah, he's going to stay out there. Stay out there, it's nice and safe. It's 15. That's your AC, I think, isn't it?
Mine is 15.
There you go. Animus. Cool. So an extra 8 damage on you. He's going to just back up a little bit.
8
Sorry,
damage?
12. Yeah, I looked at the attack roll above.
And I'll half that.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Sellers go. She is going to... What's she going to do? She's going to launch out Radiant Flame on this Yeti up here that looks really, really damaged. Nice. Actually, you know what? Let's roll damage on the first guy because it might actually kill it. 16 damage. Jesus. She does do a lot of damage. Man, maybe I should have nerfed
Yeah.
this. I did see
Sorry, I was like 2d10. Or like, holy crap.
I did get rid of 2 of them, but I thought this fight should have been a lot harder. But I think that the chilling gaze kind of got real fucked by you guys succeeding on all of them. It would have been a bit better if some of you had just been paralyzed, but that's all good. This guy burns away under radiant energy, so she uses her other attack, which was a 14, to hit this guy over here. Which, did I roll damage to that yet? No, I didn't. Nice, 11 damage. And she calls out, "We need to move! Get off the side of the mountain! Go, go!" And she starts running down around this way. Full movement. And then we end a turn. Now, I'm going to... Dead Yeti's turn, so he finishes. I'm going to roll. Okay. Cool. Top of the turn, Rio. It's all you. You see this big wave of snow coming down the mountain right towards you all.
Is it like, can I tell how far, like how quick it's going to hit?
Like, any moment.
Alright, well, in a panic, bonus action move. Actually, wait, what's the range on Hunter's Mark? Can I move it to where he is? 90.
Oh, yeah. Easy as.
Yep, bonus action move Hunter's Mark onto him.
Cool.
Fire 2 longbow shots at him.
All right. Both of those hit easily.
Yes on both?
Yep. Nice. 16 damage.
Getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I guess 35-foot movement straight to the left to try and get behind this thing.
Great.
And
Alrighty.
that's as far as I can get.
End of your turn. Erendor, over to you.
So, knowing that Stella started somewhere around there, I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From this point, does it look like they are continuing to go out that way? Or are they stopping behind the boulder?
Are you asking what Stella is doing? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she's running. She's just trying to run straight sideways.
Yep.
Okay.
If the mountain guide is running, you fucking run.
Great. Valerian.
Yep.
Yep. Nobody's paralyzed.
No.
Good to go.
Yep. You're all immune to paralysis. Or at least the paralysis of the Yeti form.
Donda can probably Misty Step out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep, that's me. That's movement. And action.
Nice. Donda. Where's Donda going?
So Misty Step is a bonus action, I think.
Yes, it is.
So full 50-foot. So is Stella want us behind this? Is she saying like get behind this rock, or just get off the edge of the map? Like get to the left side, get all the way over there.
She, on her turn, she called out, just get off the mountain.
Okay, sweet. So full 50-foot of movement would get him to. I cannot read white on white, by the way. I think
Yes.
it's into there.
It's a bit tricky, eh? Yep.
That one, I think it was. And then Misty Step, which gives him an extra 30 foot. No, I don't want to place the stupid thing.
I'm
One
sorry,
more.
how has Dondar ended up in a half spot?
Because the. Riv, can you move it, please?
Because he's small.
Is that where he ended up here?
Yes, that's what I was trying to click, but casting the spell glitched it out on me.
All good. Cool. All right. Kai?
I channel my energy on this last Yeti.
Yep.
Toll of the Dead.
Oh, nice. So that's a save on him, right? Is it a wisdom save? Wisdom
yes.
save. Yeah. No cigar. Sorry, that's hidden.
Right.
So it'll be a 1d12?
Yeah.
You're 5th level cleric now, so it's 2d12, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2d12. Nice.
Except when I click damage, it comes up with 2d8. It doesn't give me a thing.
There should be like a versatile option normally.
Oh, it doesn't have it even. Like, I'm just gonna roll 2d12.
Yeah, just roll from the box. I might try and re-import all your guys' characters again. So I have a feeling the upgrade has messed up some of the spell abilities. Nice. Oh. Okay.
I move here, and then I
Dude
will.
clutches his head in pain.
And then I'll use my my Misty Step ability.
Mhm.
Another 30 feet. So
Yes.
5, 10. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that's me.
All right. Now, I feel... Well, I was going to say I feel really bad, but I don't actually feel that bad. Sella kind of pokes her head out and looks and kind of sees, yeah, she's not making it in time. And so she would actually stop here behind the rock. The avalanche arrived on initiative 3 at the same time as Sella. I rolled it in, and it came right at the end. But it is here. It's bundling down, and it just sweeps down over across this whole area. You don't see what happened to the Yeti. The Yeti just disappears in amongst this big wave and cloud of snow. Anyone who is near to or up against a rock gets advantage on a dexterity saving throw. Everyone else does not. So Dondar and Erendor, I'm afraid you are just straight dex saves.
If I had left Dondar here, would he have been okay?
He would have got advantage, yeah.
All right.
He didn't know.
Oh, nice.
Ow,
Oh, dude,
Dondar.
you're rolling huge.
For him, at least.
Yeah. And then I'll do Sella.
And I got to be honest, I completely didn't hear you say a second fireball might fuck up.
I didn't say that, but I basically just insinuated that the mountain was rumbling from the first fireball.
Yeah, I missed that completely. I
Oh, good.
was just like, yay, fireball! Finally.
It's something Dondar would do.
Yeah. Actually, I think she's going to get advantage because of her boots. So I'll go for... Oh, she fails. All right. All right. The snow just pours down over top of all of you. You all take... half of this if you succeeded. Ignore that it looks like Sella is damaging you. That's just because I had it selected. If you failed, you take 23 damage. If you succeeded, you take half of that. So 12, 11,
Damn
11
it.
rounded down.
What was the check?
Say again?
What was the check? What's the save? What's the fail?
It was a DC 15 dex,
Oh, 15, okay.
which you got, didn't you? Yeah, you rolled a 16.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was 16 or lower, that's all.
Oh, did I not say? Oh, I'm sorry. My brain apparently just went to sleep at this time of the evening. 15 was the check, so yeah. Erendor and Sella both failed, so you take your full 23 damage. You hear Sella scream out as she falls unconscious. The rest of you manage to sort of like... what's the word? You can sort of frame yourself up against the rock or dig yourself in, put yourself into a good posture, and you are able to not get swept away by the snow. The ones who failed, so that would be Erendor and Sella, the snow picks you up and starts dragging you down the mountain some way, and you are buried deep beneath the snow, suffocating. We'll leave initiative state now. But there are some people in crisis, so what are you guys doing? The rest of you just got knocked by snow. The snow's just sort of like washed over top of you, and it's passed on down. 2 of your companions have been swept away and are now buried.
So she's on 0 hit points and we're out of initiative turn.
That's a good point, actually. We should probably stay in initiative for that.
Yeah. All right.
Top of the round then. We'll go to Rio.
Can I use this as a reaction? No. I was going to say reaction hunter's mark on herd, which could give me advantage on survival checks to find her. But it's
But
not
you
a
need to
bonus
see her.
action.
Yeah.
No, it's not a bonus action, so I couldn't reaction, so I couldn't have cast it as a reaction. Well, I'm going to use my 35 foot of movement to move in the direction she would have been, and then use an action to start looking for her, I guess.
Yeah, great. Roll investigation. Actually, you're going to need to make make an athletics check first to start digging through the snow. Okay, you start digging. You're not making much progress.
Still want the other check or just the athletics?
Roll investigation as well, I guess, just to see if you have an idea around where she might have ended up, just based on the flow and the direction of it. Yeah, no idea. But you start digging anyway. Cool. Erendor, you got washed away by snow and you are buried deep beneath. Can you make a athletics check for me?
Athletics. Where are you on the list?
You're stuck. You are not able to move. Is there anything else you would want to do? Or could potentially do?
Sorry, I just need to check one thing with... So, with the telekinetic feat, I can do Mage Hand without verbal or somatic. What I would like to do is use it to try and just create a small pocket around my face.
Okay, yeah. That works. I imagine the hand just appears in space. You just sort of like concentrate. I will point out as well, you feel your blade at your side almost throb with energy. It sort of vibrates as you concentrate and cast the spell. But the hand is able to appear and clear enough space so that, you know, you can get your head free a little bit and you're able to breathe and look around. Cool.
Yep.
All right, Valoran, what are you going to do?
I wasn't buried, was I?
Nah, you're good.
I would have seen her behind the rock as I was running, I guess.
Yep.
So I guess I will bust out of the snow, head over here behind the rock, and using my shield as a giant shovel, start ripping snow.
Nice. Do you want to roll a investigation check just to see if you can pinpoint where you reckon she would have gone? Nice. I would say that's good. I would say that she wouldn't be precisely here. She would have been dragged some distance further down the mountain. But you kind of get the general idea of where she might be, and you can start digging. Roll a athletics check for me.
Yeah, that's why I didn't move my tune, Rick, because I assume she's off the actual map.
Yeah. We're kind of off the map now. Yeah. It's hard. There's a lot of snow. You start digging down, but you haven't seen her yet. All right, cool. That will then bring us over to Dondar. What can we do with Dondar? Oh, actually, Dondar needs to roll for this, right? Did he roll?
Didn't he pass? He rolled a 20.
He did. He rolled a 20. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
He rolled a 20 on his dex, yeah.
Did you do the damage to him as well?
Yeah, I did the damage.
Beautiful. All good. All right, cool. What do you reckon Dondar can do?
Yeah, I have a question. I have a question for you.
Can I use another fireball to melt away the snow?
Unseen Servant.
Okay.
It's action to cast, and then bonus action to tell him to do something. So, if I was to cast him and then say, find Stella, and find and save Stella, would that be a viable turn?
Absolutely, I reckon.
That is what I do.
All right. Let's see. It is AC 1, Strength of 2, kind of attack. Perfect. So roll a d20 and add 2 to it. Nice. It goes over and starts trying to dig in the same area as Vale. It's not super strong though, so it's also starting to struggle with the huge amounts of snow. But you're making some progress.
Dondar would use his movement to move in the general direction of if he saw where well, he's going to move in the same direction as where Ryu and Valorant are trying to dig her out.
Okay. Yep. Cool. So
So he
Dondar
stays
rushes over
within
there to try
range
and
to
help.
the spiders disappear.
Yep. Perfect. Brings us then to Kai.
Oh, okay. I move 5, 10, 8, 25, 30.
Don't worry too much about the map. We can forget
No,
it.
it does matter, sort of. And then I will cast Aura of Vitality at 3rd level.
Okay.
So, how many people can I affect?
One, including one. It says one.
You can use a bonus with one creature in the aura. But it doesn't say I have to see the creature within 30 feet.
Yep. No, it doesn't look like it does.
So I hope, I'm praying that the girl is within 30 feet of my position.
Yep.
And I focus my healing energy towards her, wherever Vale is digging.
Yeah, you can see Vale and the servant. They're sort of a wee way off in front of you, further on down the mountain, digging away. You might be in range, might not. We'll see.
Yep.
Cool. All right. The Yeti jumps back out of the snow. He's going to chuck some ice at you, Kai. Still alive.
They don't like magic.
I can see that.
Oh,
Shit, he hits me.
Yeah.
Oh no, I had to do a fucking...
9 damage. Make a concentration check.
Yeah, hold up. I have Warcaster, so I roll at advantage. And I fail.
Oh no, Aura of Vitality drops. Alright.
Let's just hope she got some healing first time. Yeah, that's action. Bonus action. Oh no, I still have spiritual weapon up. Can I move it 20 feet?
Yeah. Top of the round. Goes to Rio. Whereabouts did you want the weapon to go? Just over in this direction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Ryu have the sense that he's in the completely wrong spot where he's D?
Once you spot like Valoran over where he is, then yeah, you can go and help over where he is.
Well, seeing the Yeti pop back, would I know I didn't move my guy, and I know I got a massive thing in front of where my guy is.
When you first started digging, you would have come down like further on south. Like, yeah, the distances and movements are a little bit wishy-washy at the moment.
Yeah, I know, but would I have line of sight and potentially be within 150 of?
You could easily move to B. Yeah, you could easily move to B for sure. Yep.
That's what I want to do. Would I be within 90 as well, or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. Get this guy off stop hitting everybody.
Yeah.
And then 2 longbow shots at him.
Yeah, both hit.
Yep.
Oh, I love how much dice you roll for all your different bits and pieces. It's fun. The very first arrow you fire, right directly between the eyes, and he just sort of like collapses and slides down forwards and lands in a mound at the bottom of this.
Second one into
cliff.
his nuts.
As he's falling down,
Yes.
you get a kill shot. Perfect.
And you get 8 temporary hit points as well.
Yeah.
Same for you,
I've
Arendor.
literally taken 1 hit point of actual damage.
Yeah. We'll go over to Arendor now. You got any other plans, or would you like to just try and make another strength check to get out?
I will make a strength check.
Cool. Do athletics just in case you have proficiency.
Athletics. I have no proficiency in.
Yeah.
No. That's the That's the athletics check of the bag of holding. Stop doing it.
That's funny.
The bag of holding 20 on all its stats. Yeah. Nah, you're locked in place, dude. You are stuck. All right.
Cool. What I would like to do, if I'm still happy with my amount of breathing room, I would like to just send the hand up to the surface.
Nice. Yep. Yeah. Perfect. You're not in any danger of suffocating, but you're just fully trapped. But your little hand can just start like worming its way up nice and easily because it's not a large item to get clogged down in the snow, and it sort of just like pops up like a little periscope and starts floating up around the snow. And the rest of you see this. You see a little shimmering. What do you imagine the hand looks like?
It's just a little purple hand. It's
Purple
only
hand.
got 4 fingers. No, it's like 4 fingers, so 3 fingers and a thumb.
There you go. Little purple hand missing a finger pops up, or maybe it like intentionally doesn't have a finger.
Yep,
There you go.
just the middle one.
And the rest of you see this, and the hand is sort of like pointing down. Love that. All right, cool. Valerian.
Keeping on digging.
Yeah.
No athletics, or
Yeah, another athletics.
great.
Getting closer, but yeah, we need to see a 15 on there. It'll be Dondar and the Unseen Servant's turn next, I would assume, unless there's anything else you want to do, Val. Try and
No, that's about it. That's all I got. Dig.
cool. Diggy hole. I'll do another check for the Unseen Servant.
Wait, what check?
Oh, I assume the Unseen Servant's going to just keep on digging.
Okay. I thought I was going to roll that, but yeah.
Yeah, no,
if
you go
roll
for it. I don't know why I did, to be honest.
It's a D20 plus 2 is what you said before?
Yeah.
Same roll. Anything Dondar can do? Doesn't look like this. Oh wait, what does this do?
You know what? If you like, I can give you advantage, Valerian, since the Unseen Servant is helping, and you can roll again if you like.
I use my crowbar to dig the snow because
Yeah.
it gives me advantage on strength, even though the crowbar won't do anything to the snow.
Absolutely perfect. I love it. Please get us out of here. I want to move on. Oh,
Okay, there's nothing that prestidigitate. No, I don't think there's anything Dondar can do.
yeah.
Attack the snow with his flaming beam. Fire
Cast 3
beam.
scorching rays in 3 random directions.
You're
But if
close.
I hit her,
Yeah, you're close. You feel a body. You feel like the shoulders, but you're not able to dislodge her yet. So you've found her. Kai.
I'm gonna. Oh, so Valorant's found her.
But
Alright,
she's still
I'll
sort of
mo-
trapped. You just like
That's fine.
start to uncover the top of her head.
I will move next to Valorant and I'll just cast. I will go to Chalice form,
All right.
a starry form.
Yeah.
And then I will cast. Since I can't reach her because they're digging in a hole, I will cast healing word on. I can see the top of the head.
Yep. Easy peasy.
Am I lagging? I think I'm lagging.
I think the server's just freaking out. Because I saw it just roll like 4 times. All good. Nice. The
I
healing-
can't see. I can't see anything. I might have to refresh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe drop a refresh. Yeah, it does look like maybe it was on your end because we got multiple requests. Yeah, so the healing magic goes down into her, and you see her just sort of start to move, and you hear some deep breaths as she stabilizes. Eventually, now that she is no longer in direct danger of dying, you're able to dig her out. And similarly, over to Erendor, who is just fully trapped. There's nothing he can do. He's just floating in the snow, resigned to his position. And the rest of you are able to follow the prompts of the purple glowing hand to find him and dig him out as well. Until you manage to get back up on top. Regroup, take a deep breath, and rest, recuperate. What would you like to do? Is there anything in the immediate aftermath of that you'd like to do?
I'd like to cast Aura of Vitality again to heal everybody up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'll just hold that and give whoever till everyone is full for the next minute, I suppose. Yeah.
So
Is
you
that
can,
enough?
So that's you can choose
Yeah.
one creature
Yeah.
for how long does it last for? 1 minute.
1 minute.
That's pretty cool.
So you get 10 casts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cast it 10 times. How about that?
Yeah. Don't
And
worry about casting it.
My chalice is still up, and that.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone is topped off. Yeah.
All right, everyone is full. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Acela, like, now after she sort of dusts herself off, and she's like, comes over to Donda, just says, "What on earth were you thinking? Dropping something like that up here in the mountains?" And
I clearly wasn't.
sorry, all
I
right.
clearly wasn't.
Donda just looks a bit sheepish, and he says, "It's my natural instinct to throw fire at bad things," or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Donda. Let's not be mean.
I'm not being mean. I clearly wasn't thinking. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Perfect. After not too long, Liza comes running back down, her face pale, white, and grim, expecting the worst. But she takes in the scene. She sees the fallen corpses of dead yetis and an avalanche. And she says, "Gosh, I leave you for 10 minutes. You get up to a lot of trouble as soon as I let you out of my sight. You're all right, though." And Salar just nods. "Yeah, we're fine. It was a bit touch and go there for a moment, but I think we're all in one piece. No thanks to some of us." And she gives Dondar a pointed glare. All right, well, gosh, let's get off the side of this mountain for any more of these come our way. There's a track I found just further around down here. And she starts heading off again, and you can follow her. And indeed, just over the top of this avalanche area, there's like a track that cuts down a little bit lower in altitude, but it's stable enough, and you're able to sort of sidle along, sort of like a ledge that just is underneath. It's a little bit sketchy, a little bit scary, but with the help of a few clever ropes and some pitons, you're able to get through nice and fast. And the rest of the day goes by uneventfully.
Celebratory fireball straight up in the air.
Attracting
still
all
has-
creatures from nearby.
You just got still spell slots for that?
Yeah, he does actually.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do 3 fireballs, I think, right? No?
4. I've got 4th. He's got a 4th level spell. I can upcast.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Great.
Let's call it there.
Yeah, well, so that will be the last evening on the Frostway. So I do want to actually just say the last day is going to be very chill and very relaxing. So is there anything you would want to do specifically that evening? or are we good to just jump to the next day after doing a long rest?
Make armor. I want to talk to Donda about armor.
Yeah, let's talk about that offline, in between sessions.
Yeah.
Dondar just looks at you and goes, "Yeah, not right now."
All right, cool. So the next day, you finally start to come down out of the mountains, and the last stretch of the journey is out across the flat ocean itself. Towards now, you can see the island. And as you start heading across, you can see the city far in the distance. Is there a way you would want to approach the city, or do you want me to give you some more information before you decide?
Probably need info.
Yeah.
On what we can see and what's going on.
So get a bit closer. I will say it's starting to get darker now on this last day, just for this last final stretch, and the ice sort of goes all the way up to the shore front and just carries on into snow out and across towards the base of the city itself. And I would say from some distance out, the Frost Wardens direct you to take very, very cautious approaches here. So making sure you're trying to stick down nice and low, trying to stick to snow drifts as much as possible to try and stay out of sight. Actually, you know what? Let's have a final roll. Let's have a group stealth check.
Have we had a long rest or not yet?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
This is the next day. Yeah.
I was going to say I'll throw pass without a trace, but I don't think it matters. But works for this one.
It wouldn't work?
Well,
You could do
you
pass without
don't-
trace.
Can I?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Why do you think it wouldn't work?
Oh, because is this a group stealth check just in random, or are the guys all reactively trying to be sneaky?
So you're approaching the city, and you can see, like, from a big distance, there are just people, there are hordes of people out in front of it. So you want to be sort of approaching carefully. So I'm very happy for you to use pass without a trace to make your approach
Sweet.
more intentionally.
That's
stealthy.
plus 10 to everyone's figure, right? Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Arendor just disappears.
I'll take that, and none of you can see me anymore.
Erendor goes into the fourth dimension. That's fine.
Where's mine?
Will I return?
Well, I rolled like shit. Thank God for pass without a trace.
I think Donda gets advantage on stealth because of his boots. Or
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just reading the Boots of Elvenkind.
Yeah.
Can I do something else for Dondar to help him out? Can I finally equip and attune to his cloak of protection that he's had like forever and he's not equipped to?
no, he's wearing the other one. He's wearing the fucking the
He's not
special.
wearing a cloak.
Wasn't he wearing the assassin lady's cloak? What's her name?
And we would have taken that off before we went into.
Yeah, we wore that specifically just for the.
Ah, I thought he put a cloak on top of the cloak, so he was still wearing it or something.
That is the cloak. The like
And
the
yeah, he
black
does have advantage
robes.
in tech. I'm stealth, so I'll roll an extra one for Donda.
Yeah.
So what did he roll? He rolled a 15 and an 8. Yeah, you right with me equipping and attuning that for him? Cloak of protection. He would have put that back on ages ago.
Yeah, I guess. I imagine he probably would have. As a group, do you think it would make sense for Donna to be wandering around this part of the world with a wearing that cloak? It's very noticeable.
Well, didn't we drop all of the Empire stuff before we walked into whatever the freaking? Let me go to the map page.
So this is the
Point Blackrock.
yeah. I think you would have kept this because this was the robe of the Eye of the Empire. So it's like pitch black, silky black on the outside and deep red on the inside. And it's a cloak of protection, like it's enchanted with +1.
Oh, is that the cloak? Is the cloak of protection the? Oh,
That's the one, yeah. So it's super powerful,
Oh.
but potentially you don't want to be wearing it all the time.
oh my! I didn't realize that was the same cloak. I'm sorry.
No, I mean
Oh.
it's potentially
I'll
you do want to be wearing it all the
unequip and
time. Yeah,
I'll unequip and unattune it, and I'll leave it up to Dondar to put it back on and off.
cool. Let's remember to chat about that next time, just so we can.
Sorry, yeah, I didn't realize that was the same cloak. I thought there was two
Yeah.
separate cloaks.
Yeah, no, all good. So as you approach, you can see the city is walled, so nice big massive walls, 20, 30, 40 feet high, who knows, probably slightly different depending on the terrain that it's built around. There's a dock far off further around to the eastern part of the city, and you can see the dock itself, a lot of it is actually frozen over, so boat access would be difficult here at this time of the year. The outside of the city, you can see just hordes of tents yet again, similar to Point Blackrock. Tents and tents all stacked up and around. You can see just movement of people, difficult to tell how many, could be hundreds, could be 1,000, could be a bit more. And then further deep down into the city, you can see just a burning pyre of smoke lifting up into the air at some place further on deep inside the city. And I think that's where we'll end. You can figure out how you want to approach the city when we get back next time.
Time for an elk again. No.
always keep that in the back pocket. Beautiful. Alrighty.
My bad there, Riv. I didn't realize that was the same cloak. I thought it was two separate ones.
Yeah, nah, it's all good. It's all good. That's the one you guys have been carrying around for a while. All right, very good.
I'm gonna adjust the description on that. Or no, we're in a copy. Will that impact the main one?
It won't. Do you want me to change something?
Honestly, if you just put in the description that this is the black outer, red inner cloak from Eye of the Empire.
I have the Empire Cloak of Protection.
Yeah, well, I'll just make a custom item for it. I'll add it to my to-do list for the next session, and I'll just make a custom one. Easy peasy.
Sorry, Riv.
Nah, dude, all good. We're chilling. We're right here. We're straight chilling. We're gaming. Is there any sort of questions you have about what you see? Like, do you want to make? Is there anything specific I could potentially describe for you that you can think that you want to think about ahead of the next session, or you guys happy to just sort of to roll with it next time?
I think by the time we get to next session.
Yeah. Well, we'll ask the same questions again.
Probably true. Nice.
Donda should really have counterspell attuned, prepared.
I'm not going to tell Kiwi how to
Donda
play
plays
his
as
character. He does.
I know, but I'm looking at counterspell not being a prepared, and I'm just like, why?
To be fair, we haven't come across too many casters as of yet, so.
Yeah, but you need to do it of a morning. You're never going to know what you run into that day.
Well,
Right, I'm going to jump out there, folks. I'll catch you next session.
yeah, me.
Nice. Catch you later.
Have a good night.
Cheers.
We'll chat later in the week. It's a shame that's the king's birthday, not whatever.
Didn't line up. Yeah.
Didn't line up. Hey.
Nah, all good. Yeah, it's weird. I specifically Googled. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn off the stream. Get this nonsense out of there.